This is the Louie T Network. The journey is long, and nobody said it was going to be easy. But all we've got is us.
You have any quarterback news for us?
All that believe.
Yes, we do have news. We have announced that Kirk Cousins will be the starter for 2015 moving forward. And I think all three quarterbacks should be commended for their efforts, their willingness to get better. But when it's all said and done, after all the film that we've gone through, all the off-season activity, all the training camp footage, we feel like at this time, Kirk Cousins gives us the best chance to win, and that's where we're going.
When you say for 2015, does that mean barring?
It's Kirk's team.
Welcome all my fellow Redskins brethren and sisters. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Luke. Thank you for joining me here on the Redskins Rapid React. Quickly on the R3, this was probably going to be a little bit of an extended version of the R3. A lot to get to in our 35-18 loss to the Green Bay Packers. Very disappointing. Before I jump into all of the things that led to our loss, give some credit to the Green Bay Packers. I asked for the Packers, I got the Packers, and for any Packers fans out there watching, this is a good performance by them, but don't take this for anything other than a win versus a bad defense. If you think you're going to go to Arizona and do what you just did, I'm letting you know right now you're in for a rude awakening. It was fun to see Aaron Rodgers joking on the sidelines, all that stuff. We'll see if he's doing that next week when they go back to the scene of the crime where they were slayed just 3 weeks ago, 38-8. We'll see if they're doing that again next week when they play a real defense. Our defense hasn't been good all season long, and our worst fears were confirmed. The one thing I said in the lead up to this game on the ball and go was we cannot allow the Packers to run the football. We can't allow them to make it easy on Aaron Rodgers. We can't allow them to be in third and manageable, and that's what they were in all second half long. But before we even get to the second half, let's talk about the start to this game. Man, it felt good to just have a home playoff game. The electricity in the stadium at FedEx Field was great. They were loud early. We were getting to Aaron Rodgers. We got a sack on one of their first possessions of the game, and I just felt really good about, what was going on early in the ballgame. I'm like, we about to do these boys. We about to do them the right way, man. At the crib, blowout style. I want to do all of that stuff, man. I want my cake, want to eat it too, want a cherry on top. I want it all. And then when Jordan Reed dropped the first third down of the game, went right through his hands, I said, that doesn't usually happen. And at that moment, I don't know why, don't ask me. I still thought we were going to win the game. But something changed in me. When he dropped, Jordan Reed never drops the football. And to see him drop, I'm like, And I actually read an article where he said, hey man, this is the biggest game of my life. So right there, that let me know he had some nerves, as he should. That's human nature. But he was nervous, he was uptight. And another thing that I talked about, and if you get a chance, check out my video, went on the program, the playbook with Free Gola. It's up on my YouTube page. In the Lab Room is the YouTube page. That's In the Lab Room. Check that out. We had a big segment at the beginning of the show, as we always do, about the Redskins. So check that out if you get a chance. But on that program, and I might have talked about it on the Bow and Go as well, I said the one thing that scares me with us going into this game is the fact that the Packers have playoff experience and we don't. We saw that with the first game of the day with the Vikings and the Seahawks. Seahawks just found a way to win. And even though they probably should have lost the game, Vikings had an opportunity with a chip shot field goal. The Seahawks found a way to win the game because they had postseason experience and the Vikings didn't. And I felt the same thing about us. I said, if there's another thing that scares me outside of them just having Aaron Rodgers, this is in our defense, of course, is the fact that they got experience and we don't. And it showed in this game. There are a lot of things that we didn't do well that we normally do well, but because I thought the moment was a little bit too big for us, it showed itself, and it's a little frustrating. I mean, you got Deshaun Jackson early on, and this was, to me, a turning point in the game. Because if you get a touchdown there, we're up 9-0, we score on the very next possession, it's 16-0, those boys are done. You stick a fork in their ass, we eating pap and cheese for dinner tonight, man. I'm putting cheese on every goddamn thing. We eating good. And instead, Deshaun, for some damn reasons, got the ball behind him. He the hell are you doing? You trying to throw a no-look pass or something? What are you doing? Get the goddamn ball over the goal line, man. And those are the things that pisses me off with Deshaun Jackson. For all of the good things that he does, there's things like that where I'm like, dude, where your head at, man? Seriously. Like, you got the ball back here like you about to cock it back and dunk on somebody. Get the ball over the goddamn goal line. I don't know. But okay. So, and everybody, including me, and I'm so nervous when things like that happen because usually bad things happen after that. And I was saying, just quarterback sneak it. Don't turn around, hand it off. Just quarterback sneak it. And, you know, everybody's like, oh, I saw Deshaun on the sideline when they was, oh, well, yeah, well, we'll just go on the next play. You a goddamn lie. Packers stop us. We got to settle for a field goal. We get a delayed game penalty down there. We still pretty close and we feel good about, you know, a pick play or something of that nature. Down close 3 yards away from the end zone. Instead, you get a delayed game, and now it's 3rd and 8. And again, that's just the moment being a little too big for us. Instead of us converting there, we got something for a field goal. It's 5-0. Even though it's 5-0, and we end up going and scoring, D-Hop misses the extra point. Come on, man. Instead of 12, it's 11, which means it's still a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal away from being a tie ball game instead of them needing 2 touchdowns to take the lead. It's just little things like that. And at the end of the game, when points started to come at a premium, when the Packers went up 14, all I could think about was the 4 points we left on the scoreboard in the first quarter. When D-Hop missed the field extra point and Deshaun Jackson didn't get in the end zone. And hell, that's 5 points, not 4, that's 5 points we left on the scoreboard. Because we ended up kicking a field goal, trading out 7 for 3, and we missed the extra point. And all I could think about was those 5 points and what that would have meant to the scoreboard at that time in the game. And if we go up 16-0, then you're not telling me nothing. We're going to win this football game. I think the Packers start saying, here we go again. They start getting down on themselves. Instead, they had some momentum, and defensively, we crapped our pants. We wet the bed defensively in this game. And I talked about needing to stop the run. We haven't had the worst run defense of late, but we knew in the back of our minds that we still weren't that good on defense stopping the run. And it's so frustrating because there was one drive in there where literally we let the cheeseburger, Eddie Lacy, who's one goddamn cheeseburger away from being a damn fullback, and James Starks run it down our damn throat. It took me back to about 8 years ago when Marion the Barbarian Barber ran the ball down our throat for what seemed like an eternity in a game on a Sunday night versus the Cowboys. And we sat back hopelessly as we watched this man destroy us single-handedly and couldn't do a damn thing about it. I wanted to throw up in my damn mouth watching that drive because it reminded me of early in the season when teams were gassing us on the ground and all you could do is sit there and hope and pray that the other team would have mercy on us and stop running the damn ball and start throwing it for some inexplicable reason. And the Packers said, no, our offensive line isn't good, and they did protect Aaron Rodgers pretty good today. He said, no, we're not going to stop running the ball. Why would we do that and allow you to come after Aaron Rodgers? Our receivers stink. Why would we allow you to play man-to-man coverage and sticky up against our receivers and try to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers? Why would we do that when we can run the football and get 5 a pop? Are you crazy? And that's what they did. Ran the football right down our damn throats. And in the second half, made me sick to my stomach. But forget about all of that. The mistakes made. First of all, Jay, that boy is a ball player, folks. And he was everything that I wanted everybody else to see out there, because a lot of people still don't know who this guy is, and they're going to find out. And I think a lot of people were exposed to him in this game and saw his ability, and another 100-yard performance for him. And that one-hand catch, this game could have been a lot worse. If he didn't stretch his arm out and grab that one-hander, that's a pick 6. And I talked about this on the Bow and Go. Remember I said the Packers play a lot of trap coverages. And if we're not careful, if Kirk doesn't diagnose them properly, he's going to make a mistake in this football game. Either get a guy lit up or he's going to make a mistake. Well, he got Jamison Crowder lit up on a 3rd down. It ended up being incomplete, and we had to punt. And he almost got Jay Reed laced. And Jay Reed made a beautiful play because if he doesn't, it's pick 6. It's a house call the other way. The phone was ringing. Luckily enough for us, they didn't get to pick it up because the phone was ringing. That was about to be a house call. And Jay Reed said, nah, not on my watch. Stretched out, picked it up, and went for about 23 or 31 yards, something like that. I mean, dude is phenomenal. And so we averted disaster right there. And we weren't in sync. The offensive line picked the worst game of the season to give up 4 sacks. Trent Williams was terrible in this game. He was getting beat by Nick Perry. Who would have thought Nick Perry would come in and beat him? I mean, We get a play action fake, trying to take a shot down the field, and we got Alex Smith, our tight end, blocking J. Pep. And guess what J. Pep does to him? Assault with battery, okay? That was assault. And charge his ass with battery while you at it, man. Went right by him, got to Kirk, forced the play to be incomplete. And it's plays like that. Matter of fact, it was a sack. He beat his man. Kirk had to step up, walked into another defender, got sacked. And Morgan Moses, Momo got beat for a sack, strip, forced fumble, second game. Remember, he got beat for a sack, strip, forced fumble against the Panthers. Looked exactly like that. Where Kirk is in there, oblivious to the rush because all year he's been protected. What do you want the man to do? When he's been in the pocket all season long and he's been protected all year long, you get comfortable, man. You start to think you got all day back there, and he started chilling, and the Packers were getting pressure. And for everybody, including Chris Cooley, who said that the Packers weren't dynamic defensively and couldn't get after the quarterback, they got after the quarterback today, and we paid for it. So give some credit to them. They got to Kirk Cousins and they made him uncomfortable, and that was the game plan. And they played some coverages that he hadn't seen all season, some trap coverages, and he didn't diagnose them well. And he didn't make some throws. The throw to Pierre late in the game, coming across the middle. If he leads Pierre and puts it in front of him, that's a catch. And might even be a run after the catch. Who knows? He let a rookie defender knock the football down because it was behind him. I mean, there were some plays to be made in this football game. We left a lot on the table, but that's the mark of a young team in the postseason. And so I'm not upset. I'm disappointed. Because I wasn't ready for the season to be over yet. I thought we had more football to play. I was perfectly fine with losing to Arizona in the divisional round. You weren't going to make me feel bad about that, but this is a little disappointing, I must say. Thought we had a golden opportunity to beat a Packers team that's not the team that we're used to seeing. And I don't think the Packers are any better because of what they did to us. We're just a bad defense, and they took advantage of a really bad defense. We've got a lot of work still left to do. For as good as we are, and I've said this at least 4 or 5 times, for as good as we are on the offensive side, we're still lacking on the defensive side of football. And you can go out on the street and get Mason Foster, and I actually thought he played a really good game in this game versus the Packers, and he's been outstanding for us all season long. But for as many guys as we've gotten off the street, Quentin Dunbar, and I thought he actually was solid in this game, but at a point, you got to come up, man. I mean, there was a play there when we needed to stop. It's 3rd and 4, and Quentin Dunbar is 8 yards off the ball, and James Jones runs a 4-yard out and catches the ball and gets the first down. I'm like, this is one of our worst tackling games in the last month and a half. We did not tackle well. There were a lot of yards after contact. Defensively, we did not come with our A game. And the thing that I didn't count on, because I said, okay, it doesn't matter if we don't come with our A game defensively. Because I told you we weren't going to get turnovers. I said, you can't expect to get turnovers versus a Packers team like this. Aaron Rodgers, you can say what you want about his season, and these aren't Aaron Rodgers-like numbers. He's not throwing interceptions still. I mean, he's still taking care of the football, so I didn't expect turnovers. But what I did expect us to do was take care of the fundamentals. And I said, we can't have breakdowns of communication. What do you think happened on the touchdown rate before the half to Devontae Adams? You telling me somebody didn't have a breakdown of communication there? He shouldn't be in the back of the end zone wide open by himself, by his lonesome. Somebody had a breakdown of communication. I told you in the Bow and Go, if we have those kind of breakdowns of communication, we're going to pay, because this isn't Kellen Moore, this isn't Jay Cutler, this isn't Tyrod Taylor, this isn't any of those dudes, okay? This isn't Sam Bradford, this is Aaron Rodgers. This is the creme de la creme. This is grade A top choice quarterback meat right here we're talking about. The dude don't miss when you give him opportunities to hit guys wide open for touchdowns, and that's what he did there. And so there were a lot of things we just didn't do well defensively. But what I didn't account for was our offense not scoring points. And I felt like in the first half, I said, man, they can't stop us. And we came out in the second half, first possession, went right down the field. I said, I was standing up, my wife, my daughter wanted to know what the hell was wrong with me. I'm going nuts. I'm like, these boys can't stop us, man. I told Jay on the 4th down, I said, scam money don't make money, Jay. Kiss the dice, roll it with veins of ice. Go ahead, boy. Kiss the dice, roll it and hope it come up nice. Let's go get this 4th down. And what Jay do? Roll the dice. And what Kirk do? Find Jay Reed. First down, got the touchdown. Later on in the drive, and I'm like, these boys can't stop us on offense. We stopped ourselves in the first half. The fumble on the sack was a promising drive, looking for points. The drop by Jordan Reed on the first possession of the game stopped that drive. They weren't stopping us on offense. We were stopping ourselves. D-Jack's not getting in the end zone. We stopped ourselves. So I was like, man, these boys can't stop us on offense. Let's do these boys in the second half, man. and went out first possession, went right down the field. I said, this defense is garbage, man. Hot, steaming, garbage. Do them. Problem is, our defense is just as funky as theirs is. Only problem is, only different, they were getting pressure on the quarterback. We won't. They were getting pressure consistently. We got consistent pressure on the first 3 possessions of the game, and after that, Aaron Rodgers sped up the tempo. And when he sped the tempo up on us, started getting 12 men on the field and all of that nonsense, it seemed like the energy level from the defense went from here all the way down here. And we won't get no more pressure. We weren't making him uncomfortable. He was looking for somewhere to fall down. It was a couple plays we like, ain't nobody gonna hit me yet? Oh, let me go down the field to James Jones for 35 yards then. If y'all ain't gonna hit me, I'm used to being hit by now. He was rattled early in the game. And we let them get comfortable, then we let them run the football, and then they started doing whatever the hell they wanted to do. And then the bad part was, instead of the offense responding and forcing the issue and making these boys have to continue to do what they were doing on offense, we fizzled out offensively, and they ran away with the ball game. And that was the difference. Had we answered when they got their touchdown to go up 24-18, had we answered there, and we had another drive going, and then we flamed out, had we answered right there, I'm thinking this is going to be a shootout. May the best man win. Maybe the last quarterback with the football gets it done. We've seen Kirk take the football and take us down the field and win us a game. I was just saying, hey, keep me close in the waning moments. And I got number 8 back there, Captain Kirk. I feel damn good about my chances. But we couldn't do that. The defense couldn't do that. It just wasn't on the menu today. I looked at the menu, and on the menu wasn't run defense. There was no run defense on the menu today. They took that off. That was a special, and it was a limited time only. They took that off the menu last week. That was the last week that run defense was on the menu. It wasn't on the menu today, and we paid for it. And it hurts. It hurts that the season's over, but to the victors go the spoils, man. Packers were the better team. We weren't ready yet. We give us another year. We'll be ready. We're going to make some changes defensively. We're so banged up on the defensive side of football. We need more talent on the defensive side of football. We got to get pressure on the quarterback, man. That was evident today. It was nice what was going on, but, you need Kerrigan to show up. You need Preston Smith, who got the safety, to make more plays. We just needed more plays. It would have been nice to see Hatch do something. It would have been nice to see somebody step up. We need a defensive lineman, not one of these linebackers. We need a defensive lineman that can win. I would love to go out and go get a Muhammad Wilkerson. I wish he didn't rip his knee up. I was fully prepared. I was all in. I was telling the Redskins, hey man, go get Muhammad Wilkerson. If you gotta pay that dude $80 million, go pay it, man. That dude is a stud. I could use one of them 12-sack dudes on the defensive line. We need one of them, man. We need a true threat on the defensive line that can get pressure on the quarterback, that will help Kerrigan, that will help Preston Smith, that will help, dare I say, Junior Gillette. We need some pressure, man, on the quarterback. That's what we're missing. That's what the game is missing in DC right now. We get that defensively, and we keep doing what we're doing offensively. It's gonna be a scary team, but 35-18 final score. Redskins lose in Wildcard Weekend. Really disappointed. I'm not mad. This was a hell of a season, man. I'm proud of the fellas, man. Y'all celebrate. We still the goddamn chance for the NFC East. And so, I am a Redskins fan. Ashton Burger didn't go. My Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold until we meet again. Hey, to our beloved Redskins. That's a real bitter end to a hell of a season for the fellas, but it is what it is, man. We didn't play our best football. And even though the Packers were struggling, we still needed to play some of our best football. We're not good enough, and I said that time and time again. We're not good enough, and that's why I was mad at the people talking 35-7, 41-24, and all kinds of nonsense. We're not good enough to look down our nose at anybody, man. We're not there yet. Give us some time, and maybe we'll be able to do that, but we're not there yet. We're not good enough to look at Aaron Rodgers in the face and say, hey, we about to do you, brother. We about to do you something terrible. We're not good. We're not that good yet. We're getting there. We're taking steps. We're taking baby steps. It's all a part of the process. And even though you don't want to lose, everyone's got to take one. In the playoffs, you got to take your L. You got to take your lumps, man. This is one of our lumps. Trust and believe when I tell you, though. We're going to be back. And we're going to be stronger than ever. Proud of the fellas, man. Chin up. Hail to the Redskins. Hell of a season.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie T, be sure
to follow me on Twitter at In The Lab Room, or you can like the Facebook page at In The Lab Room. That's In The Lab Room on Facebook and at In The Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.
The Redskins Report.